Hey, so I want to give you the second weekly update on Gwen's. Sorry, I'm trying to reposition myself so I don't have backlighting. Second weekly update on Gwen's situation, I guess, on her whatever's going on with her. So for one thing, she had, well, there were a couple of things I guess last Thursday, and I recorded a video talking about what happened on Thursday in the meeting thing that we had, the Zoom meeting, but then I didn't end up uploading that because I only did like part. It was going to be like part of a vlog, and that's the only clip that I did, so I'm like, well, I just won't keep it, I'll talk about it later. So that meeting, I don't remember if I mentioned it last week, but the meeting was to talk to the geneticist and figure out what's going on as far as more specifically with her genes, where they had found something going on with the 16th chromosome. So I didn't really find out anything I didn't already know, hadn't looked up or whatever already. There wasn't anything new much that I found out. A little more, I guess, into detail, I guess, kind of, but not necessarily new information, if that makes sense. So, the 16th chromosome, she has a deletion in part of it and a duplication in another part of it. So like there's 2 copies of each, and on one of the copies she has like a little bit less, like a little piece that's missing, and then on in another area she has a little piece where there's like an extra. So instead of like 2 copies, she has like 3 copies, because on one of the copies there's 2. And there's like lines kind of, and it's like a piece of the line that's either duplicated or missing. So there's that. But they don't really have they can't tell me specifically what that's going to affect, because on each person there's different parts of the 16th chromosome that are missing or duplicated, and different amounts on that part. It's not always the same amount or the same part of it that has stuff missing, so they aren't really sure, or like added or whatever, missing or added. So they can't tell me exactly what it's going to affect. I think they named a few things, like physical and other things that it could affect, that we've obviously already seen. But they said for the most part we're just going to have to observe her and see what we observe, because they can't tell me specifically, which is frustrating, because they had asked me like what I was hoping to get out of it, and I told them that I was hoping to like hear more specifically what it would affect her in the future, or what that would mean in the future, and that's pretty much what they told me, that like they can't really tell me. That pretty much it's gonna probably affect things, but they can't tell me what, so it's like, doesn't really tell me anything. So there's that. And then also the next plan, or the next phase, or the next step, as far as the genetics area goes, is that at some point they're going to get a hold of me, or so whatever again, and Brett, my husband, and I are going to get our blood tested to see if we have anything that led to her having that problem, having the 16th chromosome situation. And we could have that going on. Please. They're not at my house. They just turned next to, they like turned away from my house, next to my house. They drove by pretty much. We had the sheriff called on us once because of our dog being outside in the backyard, chained up, or like hooked up to a run thing, and so I was just kind of watching to see if there was something if they were going to come here. I was hoping not. Anyway, so the next thing, Brett and I are going to get our blood tested to see if we have something that caused her to have that problem. We could have that thing that she has. I know that because of the girl, the mom on The Landing Crew on YouTube, if you want to look them up, The Landing Crew. She had the 16, something with the 16th chromosome, and like 4 of her kids have something with that going on. But she didn't find out till she had all 4 kids. She just recently found out that she was the one that they all got that from. So one of us might have that, or something they said that could also be the case is it could be a thing where like our chromosome, it's all like kind of, it all looks normal, but like the first part, or like part of it's normal and then it's like backwards, which wouldn't affect us really, but it could cause problems for our kids because of how it reads or something. So yeah, our next thing as far as that goes is to get our blood tested at some point. But they're going to get a hold of us, and then we'll get our blood tested, and then it said it'll take about 4 weeks to get the results back. I don't know why it takes that long, but take 4 weeks to get the results back, and then they'll write up a thing saying like what percentage, or like what the results are, and the likelihood of us of our kids having that problem. I feel like by then I'm probably going to be pregnant with my 3rd kid, but we'll see. So that's where we are with that. Friday last week, Gwen had an appointment to get measured for, I think it's called SMOs, but for braces for her feet, to steady her ankles, because her ankles, I think I talked about it in the last video, her ankles kind of turn in, and it's going to kind of steady them. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I talked about that in the last update video for Gwen. But she got measured for those, and I picked out a pattern. I picked out flowers, and he had me pick the color of the strap, which is going to be pink, and he said it should take about a week for them to come in. So I'm excited for that to happen. She's got all measured for that, and we're just waiting to hear about them coming in. Then I suppose we'll probably make an appointment to go and get them fitted, like have them put them on her and make sure they fit and stuff. So that's where that is. Another thing, I was waiting this morning until I called the insurance to figure out that situation, but unfortunately I got some, I don't know if you call it bad news, but definitely not good news. I mean, I guess you'd call it bad news, but I'm not sure that would be the right thing to call it. But if it's any news, it's annoying or bad news. So I think I talked about it, but the insurance, the therapist was telling me that the insurance currently only covers like 25 or so, although when I called today he said that it was 30 for physical and occupational therapy and 20 for speech. But it only covers so much a year, which is like half a year pretty much. And yeah, so that's what that is. So they asked me to call the insurance and see what they would need to do, what the therapist would need to do in order to get more, to like prove that she needs more, because she needs to go once a week for each of those therapies. And I'm trying not to get emotional. So yeah, so I called them today. I was kind of putting it off because I hate calling places that I'm not familiar with. Like, anytime I have to call Nationwide, or really even any doctor for Gwen, or the therapist on these past few Mondays where I've had to cancel, which today I don't because Brett's home because he's not feeling good. But, so she actually gets to go to occupational therapy today, which she hasn't been to in a while. Yeah, so anyway, I called them today, the insurance, which I had never called before. It wasn't too bad. Like, the calling part wasn't too bad. Please just went by again. Why do they keep going by my house? Please make me very nervous. I don't do anything illegal or bad or anything that I would consider worth calling the police for, but they're making me very nervous, and I don't know why, like why they keep going by. Anyway, we'll see if they go by again. I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe they're not purposely going by my house, but it's making me nervous. Again, I don't do anything illegal. They just make me nervous. I hate dealing with authority and being in trouble and stuff. Okay, anyway, so I called the insurance. I asked them what the therapist can do, and he like put me on hold for a minute to try to figure it out, and then just came back and told me that it's a hard line. They don't do any more than 30. There's nothing, well, 30 sessions for occupational physical therapy. They don't do any more than 20 for speech therapy, and there's nothing that the therapist can do to make it more. It's a hard line. So, pretty much I was just like waterworks at that point. But I was trying to like kind of hold it together at least a little bit so I wasn't like crying on the phone. And so I pretty much just said okay. And he like went on to say like, oh, thank you for calling. Is there anything else I can help you with? Blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, no. That's all I was asking. And you can't help me with that. So no. I didn't say that, but I was like, no. Because I just wanted to get off the phone. So I wouldn't cry on the phone. So that's where things stand. As far as the insurance is concerned, or as far as the insurance is in helping, they aren't going to help with anymore. So we're either just going to have to pay, sorry, I'm trying not to get emotional, we're either just going to have to pay, or, although the thing said like specialist, that is $25, so I don't know if it would count as specialist, and so if I just have to pay $25 for each thing, which wouldn't be, I mean, it would add up, but it wouldn't be as bad as, I don't know, paying full price or something. There's a paper that I have that the therapist place gave me for an HCAP, or for HCAP, I don't really know, to help financially, I think, but I started filling that out, and there was just things that like, it's like, I don't know how the woman is supposed to, I don't want to deal with this right now, I'm already emotional. So I stopped filling it out for now. Maybe I'll fill it out later today, but I set that aside because I just couldn't. It's just annoying. And I have to have like pay stubs and stuff for Brett and I. So I was gonna fill it out and go ahead and take it in today when I took Gwen to therapy, but I have to have pay stubs, which means that I have to like get those from my employer and Brett's employer, and my employer is currently out of state, but they're getting back this week, and he's not at work today, so he can't get his, so it's not gonna happen today. But so the HCAP is an option, and then I think another option is to have her do therapy in like Delaware or something, because there's some places that are part of like this program where you can have free therapy, but Marianne isn't part of that, so it would be annoying to have to drive her to Delaware, and yeah, to have to drive that like once or twice a week, maybe more. If I could get them all in one day, that'd be great, but I don't think she would cooperate for that long. She doesn't do very well already having physical and speech in the same day, so PT and speech in the same day, like right after each other. Although something that we could maybe, well, anyway, well, an idea that like if she did have it in Delaware, is we could like have like one of the therapies or something, or two of the therapies, and then like go and have lunch with Brett that day or something, and then have the other therapy. But I don't know, she would need a nap, and I don't know if Brett would be able to meet us. It's just a thought. But so yeah, we could do that, but the downside would be having to drive to Delaware, and the fact that she would no longer have her current therapist. And I really like her physical therapist. Her name is Lauren. She's really good with her, and really good about like advocating for things and stuff. So yeah, so that's the latest update. We had an update with the geneticist, an update with her braces on her feet, and the current therapy insurance situation. I need to stop thinking and talking about that because it's making me emotional right now. Sorry. The next thing is I'm going to continue to try to figure out the therapy situation, but I need to stop talking about that. On Friday we have a meeting, a Zoom meeting with the girl that did the evaluation with Gwen, to kind of see if she has autism, or just kind of to check out how her behaviorisms and stuff, how all that is. So yeah, we find out the results of that on Friday. I don't think that she has autism, because of a lot of her mannerisms and the way she acts and stuff don't really seem like that's the case. Maybe she does, but I feel like if they say that she does, it's not going to be completely based on accurate info, because again, she was just tired during both parts of the evaluation. But that'll be the next thing. So next Monday I should have results for you for that. I can tell you how that went, and I think that's the only appointment she has between now and then, besides therapy. And hopefully I can give you better news next Monday, or whenever I don't know when I'll be uploading these. During next Monday's update, hopefully I can give you better news on the therapy front, because she's pretty much out of physical therapy as far as what the insurance is covering, and I don't know what but that's it for this update, and I will talk to you again about that next week. Hopefully I'll have some better news. Toodles!